Hello friends, I am Amit Maru and today in this video we will be talking about elastic block storage. So what is elastic block storage, what is EBS volume, how to create EBS volume and what is snapshot, everything will be discussed in detail in our today's video. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Let me get started with the outline of our today's video. In our today's video, first we'll be talking about basics of elastic block storage. So what is elastic block storage, what is the EBS volume, that we'll discuss in detail first. Then after we'll be talking about how to create EBS volume. If you want to create EBS volume, then we have a different two ways, and using that we can create EBS volume. So second point in that we'll discuss about how to create EBS volume. Third we'll discuss about what is snapshot. So I will give one example and I will show you what is exactly the snapshot is. Then we'll discuss about different types of EBS volume, and last point in that we'll discuss about benefits of elastic block storage. So let us first discuss about basics of elastic block storage. Elastic block storage is a block level storage. Basically three kinds of storage. One is a block level storage, second one is a object level storage, and third one is file level storage. So we already discussed about S3, that is a simple storage service, and S3 Glacier. These both are the example of object level storage, and this EBS, that is our elastic block storage, is an example of block level storage. Elastic block storage is one of the method for providing storage to the EC2 instance. Actually, this EBS volume is directly attached with the EC2 instance. So when we create EC2 instance, when we create server on the cloud, at that time the server required storage, and this storage is nothing but our elastic block storage. So it is directly attached with the EC2 instance. It is persistent and durable data storage. It also offers persistent and durable data storage, so it ideally suited for retaining important data. If you want to retain, if you want to store very important data, at that time EBS, that is elastic block storage, is a best choice. Due to the persistency of maintaining data, it doesn't matter if your instance are stopped or terminated, the data will remain safe. This is very much important point that you need to retain. When we attach any EBS volume with any EC2 instance, then using EC2 instance we can store data inside the elastic block storage volume, and we can retrieve data whenever it is required. But once we stop our EC2 instance, once we terminate our EC2 instance, still our data will be remain as it is inside the EBS. This is very much important. Next, a single EBS volume can be attached to a single EC2 instance only. This is also very much important point that you need to retain. Once we create a single EBS volume, then this single EBS volume can be attached with single EC2 instance only. It means that multiple EC2 instance cannot share single EBS volume. So for example, this is our elastic block storage volume. Then this single elastic block storage volume can be attached with the single EC2 instance, and this is true. But if we have a single elastic block storage volume, then multiple EC2 instance cannot share this single elastic volume. This is false. So simply we can say single elastic block storage volume can be attached with the single EC2 instance only. Next, that is multiple EBS volume can be attached to a single instance. This is true. If we have a multiple EBS volume, then all the multiple EBS volume can be attached with the single EC2 instance. So for example, if we have more than one elastic block storage volume, or we can say the EBS volume, then all the volume can be attached with the single EC2 instance. This is basically used to increase the storage of any EC2 instance. Now before discussing theory part, let us first discuss about how to create EBS volume. So basically two different ways using that we can create a EBS volume. So the first one, that is you can select volume type when we create new EC2 instance. So when we create EC2 instance, at that time we can select EBS volume. So you know very well, I hope you know very well about how we can create EC2 instance. I already made one video in that I have given different steps to create EC2 instance. So when we create EC2 instance, at that time we can select EBS volume. Second one is you can create a standalone EBS volume. There is another option. Using that you can create a standalone EBS volume also, and then after you can attach with any EC2 instance. So these are the different two ways using that we can create EBS volume. So let us first discuss about how we can select volume type when we create EC2 instance. So select volume type when we create EC2 instance. Let us directly move on AWS Management Console. You have to just type awsamazon.com on any browser and then click on sign in to the console. Then you have to enter a valid ID and password. Then you will have your AWS Management Console. So this is AWS Management Console. You just click on services. Then inside the compute domain, there is one option that is EC2. You have to just click on EC2. Then you can get first EC2 dashboard. So this is our EC2 dashboard. In that you can identify how many instances are running, elastic IPs, key pairs, etc. You have to just scroll down, and below here you can identify launch instances. You have to just click on launch instance. So now, as you know that we have certain steps that we need to follow to create instance. So we have different 7 steps. The first step, that is a choose AMI. Second step, that is choose instance type. Third, configure instance. Fourth, add storage. Fifth, add tags. Sixth, configure security group. And last, that is review, and then we can launch our instance. In our fourth stage, in that you have to add storage, and here we can select EBS volume, that is our elastic block storage, right? So let us follow one by one all the steps, and let us identify where we can add elastic block storage volume. So you have to just scroll down, and here I am choosing our first step, that is a choose AMI. I am choosing Microsoft Windows Server 2019 base, and this is a free tier eligible, so I am just selecting it. Then our second step, that is choose an instance type. So my account is a free tier account, and we have only one option right now, that is T2 Micro. It is a free tier eligible, so we have to just select it, and we have to click on next step. Now our next step is configure instance. You can change setting as per your need, but right now I am not going to change. So just click on next step, that is our add storage. In the fourth step, that is add storage, here we can add our EBS volume, that is elastic block storage volume. You just read this line: free tier eligible customer can get up to 30 GB EBS general purpose SSD or magnetic storage. So by default we have a 30 GB of EBS volume given. So as we already discussed, EBS is attached with the EC2 instance. So for example, once we click on add new volume, at that time you can see this is one option, EBS. So elastic block storage we can select, and as per our need we can add. So this is the one step in that when we create EC2 instance, at that time we can add EBS volume. Then you have to just click on next step, that is our add tags, and then configure security group. You can configure security group as per your need. You can add different rules even, and then click on review and launch. So in this way we can first review it, and then after we can launch our instance. So this is what exactly how we can add EBS volume with our EC2 instance. So this is the first way in that we can attach EBS volume at the time of EC2 instance creation. Now second way to create EBS volume, that is create a standalone EBS volume. So let us discuss how we can create a standalone EBS volume. So again, let us move on AWS Management Console. On our AWS Management Console, you have to just click on services. Then inside the computer domain, we have one option, that is EC2 instance. And inside the EC2 instance, you have to just scroll down. Then you can get one option, that is elastic block storage. And inside you have one option, that is volumes. So you can create volumes by using this option also. You have to just click on that. Then you have to click on create volume. Here you have different options that you need to select. For example, first one is volume type. You just click on that, then you can get different types like GP2, GP3, IO1, IO2, SC1, ST1, and magnetic, that is a standard, right? So you can select any option as per your need. In theory part we will discuss in detail about it. Then size 100 by default given, and maximum and minimum size also already given. Second more important thing here is availability zone. Here we have to select availability zone, because once we create EBS volume, it will be created in one availability zone. So we have to select in which availability zone we want to create the EBS volume. So our region is Mumbai region, that is SAR specific Mumbai region. In that different availability zone, different 3 availability zone available, that is AP South 1A, AP South 1B, and AP South 1C. If you want to create your EBS volume in AP South 1A, then you can select 1A, otherwise you can select 1B as well as 1C. So one thing you need to note down here is your EBS volume will be created in specific availability zone only, and for that we have to select availability zone. Now then after a snapshot ID, encryption, etc., you have to just click on create volume. Then one volume, EBS volume, will be created, and then after you can attach this EBS volume with your EC2 instance, which is available on same availability zone. So this is the second way using that you can create EBS volume, and it is known as standalone EBS volume. So let us move again on our theory part. So we discussed that we can create elastic block storage volume, that is our EBS volume, in any particular availability zone, and we can attach with any EC2 instance. But one thing you need to note down here, EBS volume can be attached with any EC2 instance of same availability zone. So if you want to attach storage with our EC2 instance, then it is nothing but our elastic block storage. As per your need, we can add more than one elastic block storage volume to your EC2 instance, but the condition here is this both must be on same availability zone. Now next one is what is snapshot. This is very much important to understand the snapshot. EBS offers the ability to provide point-in-time backup snapshot of the entire volume whenever it is required. So this backup is known as snapshot. For example, we have elastic block storage volume. If you want to get backup, or we can say the snapshot of entire volume, then you can take any point in time, right? So for example, this is elastic block storage volume, so we can take snapshot, or we can say the backup of entire volume in any point of time, and this backup is known as snapshot. So this is the backup, or we can say the snapshot of entire volume of our EBS volume. And this backup can be possible, or we can say the snapshot is possible in different two way. The first one, that is at any time you can manually invoke a snapshot. Whenever it is required to take backup of entire volume, at that time manually you can invoke snapshot, and you can get backup, or we can say snapshot of entire volume. Or you can automatically schedule. You have to just write a very short code, and using that you can automatically schedule the snapshot, or you can set the backup of entire EBS volume. And one thing you need to note down here is, and this is very much important, once the snapshot of entire volume is available, then this snapshot will be automatically stored inside the Amazon S3, which is very reliable and durable storage. So the snapshot themselves are incremental, meaning that each snapshot will only copy data that has changed since the previous snapshot was taken. This is also very much important to understand. Because of any reason, if we can't access EBS volume, suppose because of any reason like a disaster or any reason, if we cannot access our elastic block storage volume, suppose, then we can recreate the data volume from the snapshot and attach with new EC2 instance. So our data will be safe if we store our data inside the elastic block storage. Next one, that is the types of EBS volume. Basically two types of EBS volume. One is SSD based volumes and second one is HDD based volumes. Inside the SSD based volume, we have again different two types. One is high performance EBS volume. For example, IO2, IO1. It is for most demanding transactional application. Right? So if you want a high performance EBS volume, then you can go for IO2 or IO1. Second option, that is general purpose SSD volume. For example, GP3 and GP2, that balance price and performance for transactional applications. Now in HDD based volumes, again have a two parts. One is for frequently access and second one is less frequently access. For a frequently access, for example ST1, and for a less frequently access you can go for SC1. So these are the different types of EBS volume. Based on your requirement, you can choose any. Now next one is, what is benefit of elastic block storage? So the first benefit, that is cost effective. EBS offers different 6 types of volumes. All volumes are at various price points and performance benchmarks, enabling you to optimize cost and invest in an accurate level of storage for your application needs. Second one is high performance. EBS has very high performance, so it is best suited for most demanding workload. Customer who need higher performance can attach their EBS volume to Amazon EC2. Availability and durability. EBS volumes are offering 99.999% availability. Such a high availability is available. EBS offers a high durability volume. For example, IO2 for a customer that need 99.999% durability, especially for their business critical applications. Other EBS volumes are designed to deliver 99.8% to 99.9% durability. Scalability. EBS offers high scalability in any point of time. You can scale up and down as per need in just a few clicks. High security. EBS volumes can be encrypted by default with a single setting in your account. EBS volumes support encryption of data at rest, data in transit, and all volumes backups. And last, that is easy to use. So these are the many benefits of our elastic block storage volume. So this is all about what is elastic block storage volume, what is importance of EBS, different types of volumes, how we can create EBS, and how we can connect with our EC2 instance. So we discuss all about what is exactly elastic block storage. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you again.